Let me ask you a question because ironically enough, you bring up 2017, and I think that 2017 could quite possibly be one of the um, rockiest years of my entire life, right? My best friend, my father, freak accident, here today, gone tomorrow. My wife, she was going through some stuff. She had some people that passed away in her family. I don't want to say who specifically on camera or whatever, or the people that were, whatever happened, so on and so forth. And so my life was just completely like from the outside in turmoil. So when you say that, I can absolutely positively relate. And the way that I came out of it was, at first I just kind of removed myself from the visibility, so much so to where, I mean, we just went on a journey where we just started traveling to where we just didn't want to be home. We didn't want to be around anybody. We had so much going on from a business perspective that was unfinished and things like that. But the way that we eventually got through it, and I mean, it was just turmoil all over us, all around us, was that we wind up drawing closer together. And I think that the things that we went through in our life has drawn us significantly closer together, to where with other people, similar to what you would describe, it kind of creates an environment where they kind of lash out, or they don't really know how to deal with what's going on in their life. How did you evolve and overcome the hurt, the pain, what it was that you seen yourself being at that particular time? How did you come to be the person that you are today versus, who it was that you were at that specific time?
So that's actually tied into the growth and the success of the channel as well.
Okay.
In 2020, I got approached for a sponsorship deal, and that sponsorship was A Game. And the owner of A Game is a person that was a day one of mine. His handle is Father's Time.
Okay.
And Dr. Holman, AKA. He wanted to sponsor the channel with A Game, but he also wanted me to discuss his life's work, which was the 10 life values. Which if anybody that's ever heard my content, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And he had to teach me the concepts of the 10 life values, each value, what they represented, what they meant, how he came up with it in his life, and basically, long story short, the 10 life values is essentially a tool that you use to measure where you are in life.
For the people that are unfamiliar with your channel, can you run through them for me?
I definitely can. The 10 life values, the first value is spiritual. The second is health. The third is family. The fourth is appearance. The fifth is dwelling. The sixth is mobility. The seventh is education. The eighth is profession. The ninth is leisure. And the 10th is wealth.
Is it in that specific order for a
It is
reason?
in that specific order for a reason, because the concept is, like I said, the 10 life values itself is a tool. And one of the things that he was most notable to always say to me was, what gets measured gets done. If you don't understand where you are currently, how are you going to make improvements? And how do you know where you need to make improvements in your life?
Right.
So he was like, so many people, they say, well, I'm going to get my life together. But how? Get your life together in what way? So he was like, the breakdown of the 10 life values just simply puts your entire life into perspective, because everything that you do falls in one or more of those categories. The reason why spiritual is first is because that is where your principles come from.
Yep.
That is where your moral compass comes from. That is where your integrity comes from. That's where your life code is going to come from. So you have to have that first. Then you have to see to your health, because spirituality and health is actually tied together.
Yep.
A lot of times, if your health is bad, your spirit is in bad shape. If your spirit is in bad shape, your health is in bad shape. And that can be your physical health, that can be your mental health, that can be your emotional health. The third, after you secure those two things, the third thing to secure is your family. And what that means is making sure that the interactions between you and your family, whether that's your nuclear family, your extended family, whatever, is not dysfunctional. You have to make sure that those interactions are healthy, that they are functional, whatever that looks like for you in your life. After that, you deal with your appearance value, your image, how you appear to the world, how you appear to yourself. How do people see you? What do you present as in the world? Which the world is going to judge you based on how you present, and they're going to treat you as such. They're going to treat you how they think you are.
Yep.
So in that case, perception is reality. And then you go into dwelling, and that is the condition of your home, because your home, it should be a place where peace, where the chaos of the outside world does not penetrate.
Oh man, you about to start getting into the modern women thing now in a minute. But go ahead.
Your home, your dwelling has to be a place of comfort, of peace, of solace, because that is the place where you come, or you're supposed to come, to recharge your battery to go out, which is why the sixth one is mobility. Now we're going into the external values.
Yeah.
Outside your home. Mobility is everything that happens in the world outside your door. It's not just the transportation of vehicles and cars, but it's the understanding of the world that you live in from a practical standpoint, and how to move in that world. What's going on in that world politically, biologically, culturally, environmentally, what's happening here. Then your education follows that. Education means to draw out, educare, to draw out of you. So what are you drawing out of you in your life? Your education directly affects your profession, what you're able to do. Your profession is not a job. The profession is what you profess to give to the world. That's your profession. It's a bank teller is a job.
Yeah.
A neurosurgeon is a profession, because they said, I'm going to help people's brain. I'm going to work. I'm going to go to school for these gazillion hours and get all of these credentials, and I'm going to be on call for work, and I'm going to, spend 16 hours in a surgery, all of that, right?
Yeah.
I profess to help people's health. That's what I profess to do. And then once you go from profession, your leisure. Leisure is towards the end of the list, because that's supposed to be a smaller portion of your life. Leisure is there to recharge. It's there to reward you for hard work. It is there to replenish you. And then wealth is last. And some people get that mixed up. Well, we're saying wealth is not important. Wealth is very important. Because the 10 life values isn't just a list, it's a wheel. Your spirituality and your wealth are almost one and the same thing. It's one and the same thing.